Hi, and welcome back to class. Today we are doing our superficial front line and adding in some stability. We'll start with your feet down on the floor, right on your knees. Place your hands down, and we're beginning today with our knee presses to begin our ankle warm-ups. Place your hands securely down on the floor. Push away from your arms. On your exhale, lift your knees. Down on your inhale. Exhale, lift. Down on your in, really pushing into the tops of your feet here. 8 more, up and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, up, and place them down. Shake your arms out. Come all the way up to standing. Standing directly on your mat, feet about hip width apart, finding the little sway that we began to explore last week. Swaying forward onto your toes and back onto your heels. Just noticing where that elasticity line catches you and tries to rebound you back. Feeling out your front and back body. You'll notice as we go through this week and we're working on stability, we're really starting to use our fascial lines together so they begin to blend a little bit more versus just doing our front or just focusing on the back. A couple more little sways. And back to center. Begin to take our contractions here. Lengthen the arms back. Come all the way up onto the tips of your toes. Stretch through your front line, engage through your whole back side to find this big lift and lengthen through your front body, and then contract it in. Even come back up onto your heels. Up, lengthen, contract in. Up, contract. Good, 7 more, we're taking 10. 6, contract. Back body squeezes as you lift up. Front body squeezes as you contract. 4, 3, 2, last one. And standing up, start to step, start to shift your weight into your left foot. And beginning to take the step out to low lunge that we began with last week. I want you to do this first one very slowly. Lift your right foot up, push through your heel, and begin to press your foot as far to the front of the mat as possible, and lift up into your crescent lunge arch. Now come back into your Tadasana. So notice that to get there and stabilize your back glute, your left glute needs to squeeze and keep your body lifted. Start to step your right foot forward. Up, step, low lunge, and back. Good, taking that a little more fluidly. For 8, back. 7, squeeze back. 6, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now stay here and feel the front body lengthen, your back body keep you up, finding this isometric action through your muscles to hold your body in place. Couple of breaths right here. Really engaging, squeezing through your backside. Lift up through your chest. It's okay if you're a little unstable here, a little off balance. It's exactly what this week is for. To begin playing with that equilibrium of our muscles. Couple more breaths. Drop your back knee down to the mat, flip over onto the top of your foot. Fingertips just barely down on your mat, just a little bit of stability here. Pressing into the top of your butt, and the top of your foot. Squeeze your glute. Really engage through the whole back side of your leg. Start to lift your back knee up and lower down. Lift, engage. Maybe you feel your whole hip and torso lift a little bit and down for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lift and stay. Notice the stability here. Are you dumping more into your hands than you were before? Can you continue squeezing your glute? Maybe your fingertips can become lighter, maybe they can't. Just noticing what this kind of baseline stability this week is. One more breath here. And come all the way down. Start to lift your torso up, press into your front knee. I'm beginning to find a little bit of movement back and forth here, sinking down about 90% into your front leg and then pulling back to sit up above your knee and back. These little elasticity exercises that we started last week, keep going with those. Just being curious about how they feel today. Just sinking forward and back. Couple more of these. Feel the back side of your body working to lengthen the front. And stay back and up just a little bit. You might even walk your front foot in a little closer to you. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. And taking those leg lifts this time with your arms up. If you do need to take your fingertips down for stability here, then that's okay. That's where you are today. But at least trying maybe for the first one with your arms up, just seeing what happens, being really curious. On your inhale, start to lift your back knee up and down. Up, down, up, down. Good, one more and we'll hold. Up, stay right here. Push into your front heel, squeeze your back glute. Feel your body maybe even shaking to keep this equilibrium here. And put everything down. Step your front foot, turn your back foot in. We're coming right into our gate pose here. Just doing everything on one side today first before we switch sides. Turning, left foot is behind you. Right leg is long. Taking your hands in front of you. And take a moment to sit back. And feel the length on the inside of the right leg, the inside inner front. Come up on your in. This time sit back. On your inhale, turn your front leg. So just sit in towards that turned half lunge. And back into gate. Good, exhale to sit. Inhale, sit up. Exhale to turn. 5 more. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Last one, sit. And 5, hold here for a moment. Again, noticing your stability, the balance between your muscles that's keeping you here. And come back onto your knees. Stand all the way up, shake out your legs just a little bit. Turn to stand on your mat. Take a couple of the sways that we found a few minutes ago at the beginning of class. Arms right by your sides, body tall. Swing front and back. And just pay attention to this. You might even notice that one side feels a little bit different than the other one. Just checking back in with our elasticity, with our lines here. And step all the way to the back of your mat. Bring your hands by your sides. Start to slowly lift up your left leg. Push through your heel. And gently, slowly step into your crescent lunge. Holding on here just for a breath to discover what this feels like. What it feels like to have some stability here today. On your next exhale, step back into your Tadasana. Notice that it's harder when you don't have that fluid movement to help spring your body back and forth. When we talked about elasticity, we talked about having that rebound effect where if your muscle lengthens, it then can rebound itself back. When we hold a pose like that and then try to rebound back, we've lost all of that free energy. It's not a bad thing in this place, it's just a great thing to notice. So once again, hands by your sides. Starting to move a little bit more fluidly here. Step forward, crescent, back, Tadasana. Forward, back body engages. Front body engages as you step forward. We've got 7 more of these. Step 7, 6, 5, 4. Front body works to step you back. 3, 2, last one. This time, step forward. Stay right here in the slow lunge. Squeezing through your glute again. Always noticing that the back side of the body is working if the front side is lengthening. And drop your knee down to the floor. Flip over onto the tops of your feet. Just your fingertips on the floor here for our 10 knee raises. Lifting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeeze through your back leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit your arms up. Again, finding this moment here, about 90% down into that low lunge, and starting to find movement back and forth, pulling yourself slowly and gently out of the low lunge, back over your back knee. As fluid movement is stable movement here. Allowing the back side not to jerk, not to overtake too strongly the front side. Otherwise, you might see something where you're yanked all the way back. Just really working on having your different lines communicate with each other here to create that balance in your body, that stability. And coming back toward your low lunge, maybe not even 90%. Lift your arms up. And just 5 knee raises here. Lifting, inhale, and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. One more breath. Everything comes down. Start to walk your left foot out into your gate pose. Taking this moment here. Notice that every movement that we do, every new pose that we go into, we take, I always call it a moment, but we take this pause to just feel being in that particular pose. And even those little pauses create stability in your body, create an understanding in your fascia of how to hold still. Hands to heart, start to sit back and up. All right, this time sitting back and turning the long leg, the left leg, into your modified low lunge. Up, back to gate, sit back. Low lunge, that was 2. Gate with your exhale. In to sit up, lunge with your exhale. This is 4. Slow and controlled, not sitting all the way back on your foot, finding a place where your fascia can rebound back. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. One more lunge to finish that 10. Bring your knees together. Great job. Sit right up over your knees. Hands by your sides or on your hips. Finding that tall spine, engaged torso so that you're not swaying your hips in one direction or another. If I took a dowel right along your spine is long and straight along that dowel. On your next exhale, start to tip back. Find your fascial line catch you and lift yourself back up. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. Feel this in your glutes on your way back. Your abs on the way forward. 4. 3. 2. Last one, we're going to stay. Stay in this diagonal. Feel your glutes and your abs working in opposition to keep you stable here. I like my hands at heart center here. If you like them somewhere else, you go for it. One more breath. Come up. Sit back for a moment. Walk your hands behind you. Feet out just a little bit wider. Taking a little bit of a hero pose here. If you'd like to go all the way back, you can. And wherever you are in your hero pose here, begin to engage through your glutes. Lift up your hips just a tiny bit up off of your block or off of the floor. Press into your toes, use the tops of your feet. Lengthening this line once again by engaging, squeezing through the back side of the body to lengthen the front. And let it down. Coming all the way back up into your knee sit. Finding 10 more of these sits back. And when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one will stay. 4 breaths. Glutes squeeze, core squeezes. Core is wrapped in around your spine. And come out. So just sit back down on your heels just for a moment. Maybe wiggle your body around a little bit. And then come to your hands and your knees. We're coming into a down dog here. And just for a moment, feel the back line of your body that's been working so hard. I'm going to stretch out momentarily here. And from here, coming from down dog directly into up dog, coming through your arms stay long, flip to the tops of your feet. Allow your hips to drop just a little bit. Glutes engage, core engages. Now on your exhale, push your core up behind you. Find your downward dog. Good. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Eat more of those. Inhale, up dog. Down dog. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, line pulls you back. Last one. Drop to your knees. Begin to lie all the way down onto your belly. Bring your elbows underneath you, Sphinx pose. And let your belly and your low ribs drop down to your mat. Chest comes up and through, shoulder blades squeeze down and back. Glutes are a little bit engaged here. And take your right elbow a little bit further underneath you. Reach back with your left hand, grab onto your left foot. So to push, bring your left foot down towards your hip. Flipping your hand. I know this pose is familiar by now, but just as a reminder, flipping your hand as you need to, using a strap as you need to. And begin to focus on turning your torso forward so that instead of turning your torso back, turning your shoulders back towards your foot, you're aiming your shoulders towards square, towards the front of your mat. And just feel a little more length there. Chin is tucked right into the chest. Lengthen through the back of your leg. And push a little further up and away from your elbow. A few more breaths here. And let go. Left arm underneath you, right arm goes back. Find your foot. And with breath here, beginning to square your torso forward and lift your chest a little bit more. Now, as usual, depending on where you're the tightest is where you're really going to feel this. So it could be your hip flexor. It could be the front of your shoulder. It could be anywhere in between. It could be your knee, your quad. Just paying attention to that, breathing into that sensation. If it's pain, getting out. And rest your foot down. Placing your hands underneath you. Tops of your feet down on your floor. Hands are about underneath your elbows. Right next to your sternum. And we're lifting up here for our last up dog. Lifting all the way up. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your back body. Push into the tops of your feet. Shoulder blades come down and together like they're sliding into your back pockets. And tuck your chin in. Send that length all the way through the back of your neck to the top of your head. For 5, 4, 3, core engages in. 2, 1. Come all the way down. Sit back onto your heels. Sit right back towards a child's pose. Taking a neutral moment right in this child's pose, relaxing everything we just did. Then start to find your way into your Shavasana. Relaxing fully down onto your mat. Taking the time that you need here. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for taking class today. Bring honor to your body, your mind for getting you here. Thumbs to your third eye. Namaste.